Hey, it's Cosmic Charles, and I'm back with another video on Ruby Storm. I've absolutely been loving this deck. It's a lot of fun. Apparently, some people don't like that it's called Ruby Storm. I mean, I don't know what deck it's more like besides that. Like, these Thornscape Familiars and the Goblin Narcomancers also have, like, Ruby effects, you know? So I think the name's apt. I mean, I don't know what other name you would give it. Maybe there's a better one out there. I'm not, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much, but I've been having a lot of fun with this deck, and this isn't my current build of the deck, but it's the build that I used for my one of my most recent leagues that I decided to show today. And after that league, I made some changes to the deck that I've really been enjoying. So I'm going to show one league with this build, and then two matches from two separate leagues from my newest build. And I'll just go over this one pretty quickly. So, what this deck is trying to do is trying to chain through the cards on top of its library using the Scry effects from the Burning Prophet and mana reduction from the rubies combined with card draw and ritual effects. And by the end of it, you'll just get incrementally Burning Prophet get larger and larger. You can give it haste and then swing through with Trample or something like that. Or you could hit your Gutter Snipe, which I'm currently running 2 of. For some reason, the 2 isn't showing up on the, or the numbers aren't showing up on the display. Same with Glimpse the Impossible, but that's fine. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I decided to try and go with card draw that's also mana, so that's what Big Score and Natalia's Favor is for, because Manamorphose is kind of like the glue that holds the chain together a lot of the time, so I wanted more similar effects to that. Big Score and Natalia's Favor both have that similar effect, as they while they won't likely add mana as Manamorphose would when you have a Thornscape Familiar on the battlefield, they'll usually be mana neutral, which just allows you to continue chaining, which is almost like 2 spells in this deck, because you need to draw a ritual effect in order to continue to chain, so any replacement effect is just, or any effect where the mana replaces itself or it's mana neutral is just very good. And Natalia's Favor does that by using Discover. So it discovers 3, which hits all my cards except for Big Score, and allows you to cast it without paying its mana cost. So basically replace itself. For example, if it costs 1 with 2 familiars, you pay 1, then you get a spell that would cost you 1 to cast, so it ends up being like it's mana neutral. Big Score will usually be either 1 or mana neutral. You can also get 3 familiars in the battlefield, in which case it's actually mana positive. I'm running 2 Big Score here. I know the discard can kind of be hard to get at, but I'm hoping that Highway Robbery will help out there. I found all 3 modes of Highway Robbery to be good, both the discard, land sacrifice, and the plot. The plot's been useful when you're speculating on going off, so you have mana floating, then you find out, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to go off this turn. You can use that floating mana just to plot a Highway Robbery and save, like, the trigger for the next turn from a Scry one, or find something better to sacrifice or discard. Onto the sideboard. So I've been running Apostle's Blessing in the sideboard. The interaction with Thornscape Familiar is one of the reasons why it's there. Another reason is you just kind of need some protection. A lot of the time that means you're knocking the board in 4 or even 5 copies of your Red Blast. You have to like do a 3-2 split with your Apostle's Blessings, but I'm finding that's what you need to do. Thorium Pain only needs to be a 1 of in here. I was running it as a 2 of because there's that like very minimal chance where you're trying to get through the pass when you're chaining, and then you realize, oh, I'm not going to get through the pass, but I actually have lethal right now, so I can just go Flaring Pain and attack through Prismatic Strands. I decided to just cut it down to 1, but I'll get over that later in the board. Whether the Storm's there just to be a storm tracker, although I suppose you can make an argument for bringing it in the mirror. It's staying in there for now. I like seeing my storm count. All right, so that about covers it up. On to the league. All right, game 1 of the league. We're against Mistaken. Let's see how we did. All right. I'm actually probably going to keep this hand. It only has 1 piece of card draw in it, but it has a lot of mana, so I like to see that a lot of the time. So I'm going to go Sandstone Needle, and they're going to go Wild Growth. I'm going to go Reckless Impulse. I hit more mana, which isn't good, but they're Ponza, so maybe this extra mana will come in handy. They go Utopia Sprawl into a Writhing Chrysalis. I exiled the top 2 cards in my library and have a big score and a Rite of Flame floating there, so it looks like I'm going to be going off next turn. Our opponent's making some big, beefy boys over there. He's going to try and swing through in typical Ponza fashion. And they're continuing to beef up their team. There they go. Alright, and they get in for 7, so I'm hoping to have a big turn this turn. Let's see how we do. So there's a Gutter Snipe. I don't think I'll cast it quite yet, but there is definitely an argument for casting it early. Oh, I do cast early. Good. I think that was the right call. I thought I didn't, but I did. So let's see if we can get there. We're going to need to see more mana. I don't have any scry effects, so this big score currently is cost full mana. I'm going to try and dig for a cost reducer plus like a Manamorphose or something. I'm going to go big score, and there's the cost reducer. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, so it's looking okay now. I'm going to play the Thornscape Familiar, and now I need to attempt to hit again off of this Glimpse, so I could miss here. I need something that adds at least 1 more mana off the top here. And I do miss, unfortunately. But I'll sack that to draw a couple more cards, and hopefully I can be okay next turn. Alright, so unfortunately we have to pass the turn back, but we do get, we get a couple more points of mana as well, so that's nice. Let's see what happens here. They boarding party into a Thermocar, so I was really hoping it was just another creature or something, but they hit another land destruction point, so that's really going to pinch me on mana, because now I only have 2 red sources, and I'm also forced to block the Writhing Necromass because of the boarding party, so I don't even get any extra mana. Yeah, and unfortunately that Seething Song's a little too late. Of note, did I have the Itali's, oh, I discarded the Itali's Favor. Itali's Favor may have actually been able to hit that Seething Song and allowed me to keep going, but looking at it now, I think the Rend Resolve was on top, so I guess that wouldn't have worked. Alright, on to Game 2. Alright, Game 2 against Ponza. I put it about 50-50 right now. I think I'm actually down in the actual amount of times I've won versus lost, but I'd put it at about a 50-50 matchup. It's all about if they're able to destroy your lands in the early game, which sometimes they can't really do. So here I just boarded in 2 copies of, 1 copy of Gutter Snipe, because I'm still running 2 in the main here. And that put me up to 3, because I wasn't quite sure if I could because I was trying all 4 in order to beat Weather the Storm, but that was just a little too clunky. So I just took out an Italia's Favor for a Gutter Snipe. Alright, let's see how that did. I'll keep this hand. I like the double Burning Prophet. It's a little slow against Ponza though, but it also has a lot of land, so hopefully we can get there. The problem is it only has 1 red land, so if they're savvy, they'll blow up my mountain and not my green source. Here's an interesting one. Do I lead on the Gutter Snipe or the Prophet? So I decided to go Prophet in order to get that Scry. And I top that Seething Song, because that means I can at least Ritual off next turn, even if they blow up a land. Well, actually, if they blow up my mountain, specifically. So I go Seething Song here. I have to get a little lucky. Let's see. Oh, I need to, sorry. So I'm scrying away there. I missed the scries on that one, but I will remember for the next time. Don't worry, I need to click along each time. And they Mimvuli Acid Moss me, and that pretty much gets me out of the game. So we lost against Ponza, unfortunately, on the first match. But let's see if we bounce back. Alright, on to match 2. Okay, match 2 against Lindoso. Let's see what they're on. They're they've been playing Pauper for a long time. So let's see. I'm going to keep this hand. It's only 1 red source away from doing something great. So yeah, I did in fact keep it, and let's go. I'm going to remember to click through the Burning Prophet triggers. They go green. It's an Absence Pilgrim, so it looks like they are in fact probably walls. And they go Axebane, so they are walls, and I'm still missing on the red mana, so I might be getting punished on this keep here. There's an Axebane and a Caretaker into another Axebane. Hopefully I can hit. I still miss with a discard and an Archomancer. And now they have infinite mana. So let's see what they cast into it or what they reveal. And there's the Bloodright Invoker, so that was game 1. A bit of a risky keep and didn't pan out for me. Alright, on to game 2. Okay, game 2, looking to see if we can bounce back here and get a positive record. So, looks like I brought in one gutter snipe, taking out an Italia's favor, just to play around, weather the storm a little bit. Okay, and let's check out this hand. This is keepable. I have green mana off of this big score. I can filter some of this red, and it has a ritual as well, so I don't know what else you would keep if you can't keep this. It's not like the greatest hand, but it's definitely keepable. So I'll just lead on in Burning Tree Prophet. And I top that card, so even though I missed it on the scribe, you'll still get to see it next turn. I would guess that I topped a ritual effect. So I'm just going to click along here. They play an Axebane Guardian. And I top that Goblin and Narcomancer, so that's what I put on top. Gotta be kind of slow with my clicks here. And there's a Goblin and Narcomancer, I leave it on top. I add the necessary green mana. I cast a Goblin and Narcomancer. And now I go Reckless Impulse. Again, I'm looking for mana here. Sometimes I top these, but this time I'm going to bottom. I don't think it's enough mana, so I want more to cast this big score. And there's the Seething Song. I really needed to see that. So I'll cast this Seething Song, and as of now I can't actually cast this big score. I need a card, I need some card draw. So, but I hit a Glimpse, so hopefully I can get some card draw off of that. That Reckless Impulse, I'm definitely going to top that. Hopefully hit some more, hopefully that will hit me some card draw. Another Seething Song, so it's looking very good right now, and I also have an Italia's Favor. I'm going to top that Glimpse, that's probably going to seal the deal. So it's looking really great. Looks like the cards were stacked in our favor here. And so I get to go off. I believe probably a turn 3, I think this was. Yeah, this is a turn 3. It's usually either 2 or 3. And I cast a Glimpse the Impossible. And there's a Thornscape in the bottom of that. And I'm going to go Lotus Petal. I'm going to top that Manamorphose. And they're pretty much dead now, so I think I just, yep, they concede. They see that they are in fact dead. Well, they're going to be dead. I have the Italia's favor to give trample and just a bunch of stuff going on. And they pass it back to game 3. Alright, on to game 3. Let's see if we can get match 2. Okay, the final game of the second match. Let's see if I changed my boarding at all. I did not. Just went Italia's favor out for a gutter snipe. Okay. And can't keep that, there's no mana. A little risky, but I think this is better than going down to 5. I'll likely bottom this gutter snipe here. I have more in the deck, so I don't mind bottoming it. They go Forest for a Ceruli Caretaker. I play a Mountain, and turn 2 I'm going to go for the Thornscape Familiar. You do need to be fast against walls. They can combo you out on turn 3. And 4 is pretty likely even. So there's the Thornscape, so let's see if they can combo me out, because I'm looking pretty good to go off next turn. And they go Axebane Guardian. Alright. So, let's see how we did. So I went Manamorphose, Seething Song, Seething Song into Burning Prophet, Reckless Impulse. And let's check out that Scry. I'm going to put that Mountain on the bottom. Oh, I put it at the top. Oh, I haven't made a land drop this turn. So I decided I'd like to take my land drop, and I now go Reckless Impulse, and I'm just going to top, I bottom the Ren's Resolve. I have a lot of card draw in hand, so I'm trying to find mana. I go Manamorphose, and I go red-green. I can cast this Lotus Petal to get another Scry. I'm going to bottom that Hickory Woodlot, and now I can go draw, or Seething Song, that's right, because I still have cards I want to bottom. Still unknowns on top of my library, rather. So now I can go Ren's Resolve, bottom that. Bitter Reunion's nice, and so is the big score, but I'm just going to go Glimpse for now. Or Highway Robbery. Oh, I didn't see the Highway Robbery. So I'll bottom. You know what? I should top that Goblin and Narcomancer. Let's see if I did. I did. Good. So I go Highway Robbery. I'm going to sacrifice one of these lands. And now I can go green for the Goblin and Narcomancer. And this makes all my glimpses 1, so this is pretty sweet. And my big score is now mana neutral, so that's pretty sweet. I'm going to top or bottom that Ren's Resolve. I have a lot of card draw. All I want right now is mana. Let's get this exile zone a little larger. So, storm count is now 11. Let's set up our command station here. All right. And we have the Seething Song, the Lotus Petal, the Bitter Union, Itali's Favor. Yes, they're looking extremely dead. So, we'll keep going though. We'll go Lotus Petal and bottom that Thornscape Familiar. I'm going to go Seething Song. I'm going to top that Highway Robbery. This more card draw is exactly what I want right now. And this is great because it fills my hand for this big score if I ever get to cast it. Highway Robbery and Seething Song. I'm going to top that Glimpse the Impossible. Just more 1 mana draw 3s are great. There's another Burning Prophet, so this allows me to continue to scry and draw and just kind of go ham. I'm going to sacrifice one of my lands here. Don't have to discard. Now I drew a Glimpse and a Rite of Flame. So, oh, wait. Yeah, so I guess I would have... Never mind. And I go big score and discarding the Rite of Flame. I'm going to top the other Rite of Flame. I don't really need to. I got two more Rite of Flames. I'm going to top that Gutter Snipe to help seal the deal here. Maybe we won't have to attack and our opponent will just concede. I think they should just concede because they can see the Bitter Reunion right now. And, oopsie doopsie. There we go. There's Gutter Snipe. I pressed play by accident there. And there's my Glimpse. I should have played the... Oh, and our opponent concedes, seeing that they are, in fact, DED. Alright. So we won the second match. That's great. We're 1-1. On to match 3. Alright, currently tied 1-1. Going into match 3. Hopefully we can get to 4-1. Let's try not to lose again. We're up against Mr. Maplebeck. So let's see what kind of hand we have here. I like this. I like the double Sandstone Needle. Missing green mana, but hopefully we can get there on the green. Press play, and our opponent goes Swamp. I don't know what that means. And I go Sandstone Needle. They go Generous End, so it's the... Oh, this is a really good matchup for me, by the way. They don't really have the interaction they would need. Some of them do, but usually they don't. And also, it's not a creature, so it's kind of hard for them to run too much things like Snuff Out or Interaction. I will just take the damage. No sense in blocking. And now I really want a green source. So that is what we're digging for. That is the plan. We have tons of mana, so let's try and dig for a green source. And, well, we had it the whole time. Never didn't have it. There's a Lotus Petal. That'll do. So now I can go Ren's Resolve. Grab that Lotus Petal. Double Lotus Petal. Wow, I could have bottomed one. I'm joking. Alright, and I'm going to bottom that Hickory Woodlot. And I'm probably going to play my Goblin and Archomancer now, or I guess I might as well scry again. I'm going to top that Ren's Resolve. And hopefully, I believe I can... Oh, maybe so I think I've lost out on a scry here, because maybe I need to... Yeah, I think I need to cast my Rite of Flame. So I lost out on a scry point by casting that second Lotus Petal. This is one of the things that I'm kind of bad for. Well, not bad for, but it'll get me every now and then. And you should watch for it too. We always need to keep track of, like, do I need to scry here, or like what do I have to cast in order to scry? And it can be deceptive as to what's correct. I'm going to top that Ren's Resolve, and let's see. Very good. So I'm going to go Seething Song. Always lead on the ritual that doesn't draw you cards while you don't know what the top is. And there's a Rite of Flame. I put that to the bottom because I have tons of mana right now. I'll go see. Oh, I should have gone Seething Song again, but I guess I'm worried about fizzling. So I'm going to leave the Glimpse on top and do as I say, not as I do, because I really should have cast the Seething Song to get an additional scry off there. But maybe I'm trying to play a little bit around fizzling. I shouldn't be doing that. I'm all in right now. So I'm going to play the Mountain. I'm going to tap it, and I'm going to go Metamorphose. I should bottom this Burning Prophet. I top it. Yeah, that makes sense. This gives me 2 additional scries every time. I'm digging for a card draw, and I guess the extra scry each spell is kind of like a card, because I'm getting at least 2 here. So yeah, that's correct. I was right to bottom the Burning Prophet there. I'm going to top that highway robbery, rather. And that should just probably seal the deal, because I don't see myself fizzling from here. I'm scrying. I have like a free scry to each spell now, so it's very unlikely I can fizzle. And I will go reckless or Rite of Flame, putting the reckless impulse on top. Now I can go highway robbery, sacrificing a mountain. Okay, and I guess I'll cast the second Goblet on Archimancer. I mean, there's no need to right now, but let's see. Bottom the Thorn, top the Glimpse, and I'll probably play the Archimancer now that I actually have a cost-reducing effect for it. So that makes that green mana neutral, because I get to reduce one, both for the Gutter Snipe. Well, now it's not. Yeah, both now it's not neutral, both for the Gutter Snipe and for the Glimpse. All right, so I'm trying to click. I'm trying to click the triggers here as a replay. So there's the Reckless Impulse. By the way, this deck is just tons of fun. Like I'm having a lot of fun even still. It feels like I'm playing it really. Gotta get lost in the combo, you know, or in the scries. I was gonna bottom that Lotus Petal. Definitely bottom that an Archimancer. I'm just looking for I guess card draw and mana as usual. And I'm gonna go Ren's Resolve. I believe they're dead, so hopefully I just stop kind of like showboating here and just give my things haste. Or I guess I don't have Trample yet. So I'm trying to get Trample here. And Itali's Favor gives Trample. And there's another Itali's Favor giving my other Prophet Trample. And there we go. That's a Glimpse into a Glimpse. And we're just like absolutely going completely ham here. And that's the game with a bit of reunion on the stack. Alright, well that was pretty sweet. Game 1 against Dredge. Alright, on to game 2. Alright, match 3, game 2. Let's see if we can get that positive record in 2 games here. Alright, so I don't sideboard against this deck. I don't think there's any reason to. They don't have Weather, instead they have Gnaw. And Gnaw is not going to be big enough, likely, by the time you're going off for it to be relevant. So I'm going to keep this hand. Double big score is a little ambitious, but, you know, I think we can get there. So let's just press play. Our opponent mulliganed to 4, so it's looking like we're probably going to get there in 2. But you never know. You could always fizzle pretty hard here. So I go Sandstone Needle, and I pass a turn, and there is the Burning Prophet. So our opponent goes Troll of Khazad-dûm, Haunted Mire, and now it is my turn. So I play a Burning Prophet into a Lotus Petal. Let's see what my scry is. I'm going to top that Manamorphose. That's pretty good. And I pass to the opponent's turn. The opponent goes Exhume, bringing back a Troll of Khazad-dûm. And I play my Mountain for turn, which I probably should have held that Mountain for discard fodder. But I'm feeling like I just want the mana here. I'm going to bottom that Sandstone Needle, and I'm going to exile a Thornscape Familiar, which I'm going to cast. I don't cast. Interesting. I don't... Oh, because I don't want to lose my... okay, I'm taking my time. That's why. I know they don't run removal in that deck, or at least I'm assuming they don't run removal, and I can take 6. So I'm just trying to not fizzle here by being as careful as I possibly can. I do think had I gone for it there, I would have won. But, you know, I don't believe they can kill me or interact with me on the backswing. They have one card in hand right now, and I think it's not a land. They put a +1 counter on the Blanchwood. So that's why I didn't cast the Thornwood. But now I'll cast a Thornwood, lead on a Rite of Flame, hopefully. No, I'm going to go Manamorphose. I'm going to top that Manamorphose. I guess I'm saving the Rite of Flame for discard fodder. That's right. Okay, good. And I'm going to probably top that Burning Prophet. Yeah, good. Now I get to scry twice, which is a pretty powerful effect. I'm going to go Burning Prophet. And now I can go Big Score. I'm going to discard the Rite of Flame. I'm going to top the Seething Song. That's pretty good. Trigger. Draw 2. So now I guess I'll discard the other Rite of Flame. We'll see. I go Seething Song, bottom that Lotus Petal, bottom that other copy of Burning Prophet. And now I can go Itali's Favor first, hopefully hitting something to give me more cards in hand, like that Manamorphose, so I'm going to put that on top. And now I can cast the Manamorphose. So this actually is not mana neutral, it's the same. Oh, something happened. So now I can go Rend Resolve with my big score, discarding the Thornscape Familiar that I drew off of that Manamorphose. Alright. And I make some more treasure tokens. And now I can go Burning Prophet for number 3. Ren's Sprite of Flame to scry 3. I'm going to top those, that Reckless Impulse. Look at all the treasures I have, by the way. I have like 4 treasures and a Lotus Petal. That's great. So even if I fizzle, I kind of have this a bunch of mana up next turn. I don't think I'm going to fizzle here, though. I'm going to top that Reckless Impulse. Okay, I'm going to cast this Gutter Snipe, and let's get this party started here. Or finished, I should rather say. So I'm going to scry 3, bottom that. So if there's like no card draw on the top 5 cards in my library, but there it is, the Highway Robbery, and I get to cast that. There's a Seething Song as well, so that's pretty sweet. Go Seething Song first to set up your Highway, and 2 more damage, bottom that Mountain, bottom that Lotus Petal, top that Reckless Impulse. There's 5 mana floating, Highway Robbery, and now it's just a matter of clicking through here. Let's see what I draw. I'm going to sacrifice a land. There we go. And that is a Glimpsy Impossible, so we're probably just set up for like just killing them here. I don't even think I'd have to swing. But if I find the Haster, I will, because it'll end things faster. Uh-oh. What's happening here? The replay is starting to freeze. Oop, don't press play. So, there we go, bottom, Reckless Impulse. And the opponent concedes before the replay can break down, so that's pretty nice. Alright, on to match 4. We are now 2-1. Alright. Okay, match 4 against Piba. Let's check out my hand. So, this is really good, so I'm going to keep it. It has a Thornscape Familiar and the Rite of Flame, red mana. Yeah, and lots of draw, so I like that very much. I'll keep this. They go Force into Utopia Sprawl, and it's white. So that means it's probably Bogles. I'm going to go Thornscape Familiar into Burning Prophet. Oh no, I go Rite of Flame into Burning Prophet into Rend Resolve. I think that's because I was worried that they were on Bonza, but they are Bogles. So now I can get another Burning Prophet down. And then I can Manamorphose, scrying that draw spell to the top. I believe it was a Reckless Impulse, and now I can go red, or to the bottom because I need mana. That's right, put that to the bottom because I'm just digging for mana. So now I can go Seething Song, top that Atali's Favor, so I can give my creature trample. And now I can go Highway Robbery, drawing the Atali's Favor. And I'm going to sacrifice a mountain. So now I have no more lands in the battlefield. So now I can go Glimpsy Impossible, bottom that Hickory Woodlot, top the Manamorphose. Always interested in a Manamorphose. And now I can go Manamorphose, adding green for this Goblin and Archomancer. Because this at least I should add green. I could see like convincing myself not to, but I definitely should here. Good, I do. And there's a mountain that I can discard for the big score or use it for mana. I think likely I'll just discard this mountain with the big score or the Atali's Favor. Let's see. No, I keep the Atali's Favor. I'm going to have 2 mana floating after this, so I'm just bottoming everything that's not a ritual. And I hit a Lotus Petal, which is all I need because everything costs 1. I'm going to bottom. Sometimes you want to top a thing while you're digging for mana. You have to kind of like feel about if you're going to run out of card draw or not, but I still have a lot of draw in hand, so I think it's fine to do so. But like, for example, I might top a draw 2 that I have now. But I'm not going to top that Thornscape Familiar, and I'm not going to top that Sandstone Needle. And, oh, wow. Looks like I'm very close to missing, so I have 1 more hit, well, 2 more hits. Atali's Favor will also cast whatever it needs without needing red mana, so I could always hit a ritual off of that. So I'm going to bottom the Sandstone Needle, top the Seething Song, so we didn't need the Atali's Favor. we can just cast. I can play that mountain, which is another much needed respite. Seething Song. I should bottom the Seething Song. I don't need the mana anymore. There we go. Now I can Highway Robbery, sacrificing that other mountain. I don't think I need this Gutter Snipe, but let's see if I topped it anyway. No, I didn't. And on bottom that Rite of Flame. Sacrifice that. Okay. And there's another Glimpse. That's pretty good. And a Glimpse. Yeah, I bottomed that because again I'm just looking for card draw, so I'll have 4 floating. There's another Lotus Petal, so I'm just, again, there's absolutely no chance of me fizzling here. So I can just click through. There's a Lotus Petal. I'm going to top that Rite of Flame. I'm going to draw it, and now I just have so much draw and things, and such a high density of spells that there's absolutely no way I can lose. So now it's just a matter of getting to the requisite number of damage, and having our opponent concede to the Itali's favor, which you could do now to see if they'll concede to Trample. Let's see if I did. There's another Burning Prophet. I did not. Instead, I'm just continuing to go off. Nothing wrong with that, though. Well, I mean, it's a little bit of time wasting, I suppose. Although I still have to click through this anyway, because I don't quite have lethal. But it's possible that the opponent would concede if I just showed them the Trample. Alright, there's Manamorphose. Red. Red. And come on, I cast another Ren's Resolve, so I'm just having fun here. There's another Itali's Favor, that's pretty sweet. Hopefully I can draw the haste spell. Alright, so let's this Itali's Favor now. Nope, still Ren's Resolving. Alright, still going off here. I mean, I guess I still need to actually cast these because I'm not quite there with the lethal because of their toughness. I'm going to play the Gutter Snipe, even more triggers, and now I can just put the Itali's Favor on my creature and put our opponent out of their misery. There we go. And that was Game 1 of the 4th match. On to Game 2. Alright, Game 2 here. Let's check out my sideboard. So, looks like I did not board against whatever deck this was. So, yeah, we just ran her back against this opponent. I don't think I can keep that, although there is an argument for trying to keep it. It's a little extremely risky. So, mulligan to 6 here. I'll keep this. A lot of card draw, a lot of scrying with the Prophet. Probably bottom the, probably the Rite of Flame if I had to guess. No, I bottom a Lotus Petal instead. Hoping to make my future Rite of Flames larger there. So, planning for the future. Alright, our opponent goes Utopia Sprawl. I go Sandstone Needle. And they go Slippery Bogle. Do 2 Slippery Bogles. So I just play a Lotus Petal, and I bottom another Lotus Petal. They go Abundant Growth into Thraben Charm. I was not expecting that, not gonna lie. I'm not expecting Bogles to have removal. But I draw that Thornscape Familiar, and that's pretty good. I can't quite go off yet, so I'm just going to wait another turn. They're only swinging for 2, and looks like they didn't have a big enchantment or anything. So there's a Manamorpho, so that's pretty good. But again, like, I'm not just going to play into open Thraben Charm mana right now when they only have like 2 points of damage to clock. I might consider it soon because they could just tap out for a Ancestral Mask or like Rancor Ancestral Mask, boom, you're dead. So I might do it this turn. Alright, so I'm going to go Rite of Flame into Thornscape Familiar, which will allow me to go Manamorphose into, that's a Hickory Woodlot. So now I'm going to go Manamorphose again, probably red. There's my Prophet, that's pretty good. I go Reckless Impulse again, so now I have a Seething Song and a setup for next turn, but I currently do not have any red mana next turn. So this is a little risky. So I'll play the Hickory Woodlot and the Burning Prophet, and just hope that I top card my library is another Manamorphose or something. Our opponent goes Abundant Growth, and they go Thraben Charm on my Burning Prophet. Alright. And I take 3, so I'm glad I have Gutter Snipe here now. And there's Thornscape Familiar. And I go in for 2. So it's looking a little bleak right now because I'm missing on the red mana. But once I get the red mana, it could be glorious depending on what the red mana is. So they go 3 for a... Or they're tapping their mana strangely. Now they go Ancestral Mask. So I need to block one of these with my Thornscape Familiar. Might as well block the bigger one. And there's a Manamorphose. Let's see what we can do. We go red, red. That's a Rite of Flame, so needed that. So I should go Burning Prophet. There's a Burning Prophet. And that Rite of Flame keep from the beginning coming in handy now. That's pretty nice. Love to see it. Bottom that, or did I top that mountain? I hadn't played a land yet, so I could see topping it. Yeah, I topped it. That's good. So now I can go Glimpse the Impossible. And Mountain on top. Exile the top 3. There's a Seething Song, so now I can get my Gutter Snipe down. So I'm going to go Seething Song. I'm looking for a card draw here, so I'll top that. That's perfect. Now I can go Gutter Snipe. Now I can go Glimpse the Impossible. And I kind of need to hit mana here again, but I felt like I had to get the Gutter Snipe down here. You could make the argument that it was a little premature because I didn't have the mana, but I didn't want to fizzle. So there's a Reckless Impulse, a Burning Prophet, and a Ren's Resolve. So that means that I need to hit pretty well here. I need card draw. I need at least 1 mana on top, so I can scry 1 into it. Hopefully we can hit. So Gutter Snipe, that's the bottom. Gutter Snipe deals 2. I mean, I'm not dead next turn, so I guess so that's perfect. The Rite of Flame should get us there, because that adds a lot more. That adds 4 mana floating. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And there's another ritual on top. So it looks like we are, in fact, going to get there. It's just a matter of clicking through now. And boom, 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 boom. Get that Manamorphose. Manamorphose. Let's see what I have. Italia's Favor. I'm going to top that. Or I guess I bottomed it because I'm just trying to kill them with Gutter Snipe. Never mind. And oh, that's right. I may have bottomed the... No, I should have topped that Italia's thing. Give me that thing. Trample would have been great. Don't know why I bottomed it, but I did. Oh, because I'm just looking for... Okay, so I bottomed it because I'm looking for that haste spell right now. That's right. To just finish them, because I don't actually need to give them trample. Okay, that makes sense. That's what I'm doing right now. So right now I'm just digging for haste. Digging for haste. Come on. I'm going to top that Ren's Resolve, though. That's for sure. Card draw and haste effects, please. There's another Ren's Resolve. And the opponent sees the writing on the wall, although this Italia's Favor could have missed. Like, if I missed with this Ren's Resolve and with Italia's Favor, then they would have survived for another day. Okay, and that was match 4. We are now 3-1, on to match 5, the final match of the league. Can we get the 4-1? All right, here we are for the final match of the league. We're up against Prague. I play them somewhat frequently. I think they're usually on U tempo, but I think that all the time when I see people now, so I have no idea what they're actually playing. Alright, so they are in fact on UX tempo. Looks like it's U black. I play my Hickory Woodlot, and they pass with Counterspell Magic up. One of the important things to do with this matchup is to pressure them early. I have a lot of lands here, so I might not do that, but I don't want to suffer from the illusion that I have time. So this looks like a good window for me to attempt to do something here. I don't have any mana, so let's see if I'm actually capable. That Thornscape Familiar is pretty decent, so let's see. So I'm going to play the Mountain. I'm going to go Thornscape Familiar into the Burning Prophet and hope to draw some mana here. Let's see if they kill my Thornscape. They don't. So now I can go Ren's Resolve, looking for mana. I'm going to bottom, or I guess I'll top that. So I top that, and that means I don't think I'm going to get there on the mana, so I might as well go for it next turn. And I don't want to sacrifice a land or anything. Oh, wow, they Spell Pierce me. Well, you know, I can't pay, so they got me there. Do I Highway Robbery now? I think I should actually. I think I'll Highway Robbery I'd still leave that on top. And or do I discard the Woodlot? It's difficult. Yeah, so I'd choose to discard the Woodlot here. and hope to just draw something else to discard with the big score. Alright, because I don't want to waste a floating piece of mana. Alright, they untap, and let's see what they do. They go Brainstorm, and there's a sneaky snacker coming back from the graveyard. And they play an island. They snuff out my familiar, and they get in for 5. I don't block. Alright, so now I can go Reckless Impulse. I have to cast 2 mana for it, unfortunately. I'm going to bottom that. I need another familiar here. There's a Lotus Petal. I'll play the Lotus Petal, scry, bottom the mountain. And I'm not going to sacrifice my lands. They have 2 cards in hand. Still have 2 cards in hand, but I don't want to just sacrifice all my lands right now. Like, they might not have the removal. I don't need to. Next turn I'll sacrifice my lands. Now there's an argument for going for it there because of because they have well, I thought they had something in their graveyard. Let's see. Yeah, there's a Deep Analysis. Because of the Deep Analysis in their graveyard. So I cast. So they have 2 mana open. I think I can beat a counterspell here, but oh, I don't go for it. I continue to wait because I'm not dead yet. And they have 2 mana open, and I don't think I can beat a counterspell. So instead, I elect to use the Highway Robberies plot mode to give myself the best option, like the best ability next turn to go for it. And hopefully they don't hit another snuff out. I'm hoping that's what... Oh, and look at this. Looks like they're tapping out here for Lorien Revealed. So our opponent disrespecting us, pretty big there. Let's see if we can punish them for it. That's great. So there's a familiar that I was waiting for. I'm going to cast this Highway Robbery. I'm going to bottom that Lotus Petal. I'm going to draw 2 cards. I'm going to sacrifice a land. And I'm going to play my Goblet of Necromancer into my Thornscape Familiar. Alright. And there's my Thorn. And now my big scores are mana neutral, so that's pretty sweet. So I'm not going to go the Itali's favor yet, because I suspect they're holding up removal. So instead I'm just going to discard it, because I have another copy if I need to give something trample. And if they are holding the snuff out, which they might be, because they think Burning Prophet's like their only way of winning conditioning, I just don't want to lose to that line right now. Instead I'll just draw 2 cards without spending any mana. Well, technically I spent the mana. I'll top that, I believe it's like a Reckless Impulse was on the top or something like that. No, it was a Burning Prophet. So I'll play a second copy of Burning Prophet. I'm going to scry 2 now with each of my draw spells. I do kind of need to hit mana. I don't know if I want that Rite of Flame though. Like, it was a Seething Song, I would have considered it. And there's a Reckless Impulse, probably topping that if I had to imagine. Oh, they Spell Pierce, I'll gladly pay. They're trying to shut me off with some mana here. And come on, there we go. So now I can go Glimpse for 1. And now I'll top that Rite of Flame. That does replace itself. And I'm getting kind of low here. Perfect. So I got a Manamorphose and a Riding Flame out of that, plus a Reckless and a Ren's Resolve. So that's all the mana and card draw I'll probably need. So it looks like we got there. Alright, that's pretty good. I mean, the opponent probably still has a Snuff Out in hand that they've been holding on to. I say this because they were thinking a lot throughout the games, and they really made it seem like they had a Snuff Out based on how they were playing. So right now I'm currently playing around Snuff Out, and that's why I discarded the Itali's favor. Alright. And there's the Ren's Resolve, bottoming that mountain, topping the Glimpse. Alright, I'm going to Glimpse, really looking for mana now, so I'm probably going to bottom additional card draw because I have a lot, and just want to hit some mana. More mana, perfect. Right, if and by the way, like, because this big score is mana neutral, I'm not too concerned. There's a Seething Song. Everything has haste now, so it won't take me too long to kill them. I'm still dead to Snuff Out as it stands. I would need a 3rd Burning Prophet or something like that. And there's a Gutter Snipe. So now I can cast the Gutter Snipe, and that should draw out the Snuff Out. There we go. And then I can just kill them with my with my Bitter Union. This plays around 2 snuff outs as well, because they'll be at 6, and snuff out would bring them down to 4. And now they can't afford to snuff out my other Burning Prophet. So all I need to do is cast this Bitter Union. Let's see if I get there on it. I'm still going off, but I cast a Bitter Union. I top the Atali's Reserve, so I can draw it. Boom, 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 and I go Atali's Reserve onto my Burning Prophet here. Again, they can't snuff out because they only have 4 life. And I hit a Goblin and Archomancer. I'm just going to press play. They are dead. So whatever I do here, it doesn't actually matter. I just need to tap my card and swing. And there we go, going off, making everything ham, playing out all my creatures, giving everything haste, and swinging through for a bunch. Alright, that was game 1. On to game 2. Okay, game 2. Let's check out my sideboard. So I boarded in 2 copies of Apostle's Blessing and 3 copies of the Red Elemental Blast. I took out 1 Gutter Snipe, leaving a Gutter Snipe in. I took out an Atali's Favor. I took out a big score. I took out a Goblin and Archomancer, and I took out a Mountain to bring me down to 12 lands. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention I'm running 13 lands in this build. I find you can get away with that, and this allows you to just run more card draw. All right. Let's see now. I can keep this. It has the Thornscape, which I really like against Blue Blast. I'll play a Sandstone Needle. Their opponent passes the turn with counter magic up. Because I have this Pyroblast, I am just going to attempt to go for it now. I'm going to go Lotus Petal into a Thornscape Familiar. Now there is an argument that I should have cast out this Lotus Petal first, but I didn't really have, like, I'm not casting this Gutter Snipe right now, so I mean, and then they go Counterspell. I Pyroblast the Counterspell. Yeah, so here's, actually no, it doesn't really matter, because let's say they try to Snuff Out in response, I can still double Manamorphose. And it looks like they might not have Snuff Out, because that would have been a decent time to do it. So I'm going to go red, red. There's a Burning Prophet. I should cast that now. And I'm looking for card draw and mana. I'm probably going to have to pass it back. Now, I will top an Apostle's Blessing. Apostle's Blessing is currently just cost me 2 life, so I can protect any of my creatures. So I'm just going to put a bunch of 3 creatures in the battlefield on turn 2. Red, red. Very glad to have that Gutter Snipe. Play the Gutter Snipe and have the Secret Protection spell in my back pocket for later. And hopefully try and go off on my next turn, because I am pretty well set up here. They go Brainstorm, and maybe, who knows, maybe our opponents is stuck on Counterspell. And like Spell Pierce and stuff like that. I'm going to play another Burning Prophet now. That's pretty good. So here we go, like a sack full of nickels getting in. Clang clang, here comes the trolley. And boom, down to 15. So 5 at a time. They go Island Cycling. And they play another Island. And our opponent, by the way, is playing like they are panicked. And so I think they panicked a little bit there, and they just cast a Tolarian Terror out, rather than leaving open any counter magic they probably have, because I don't know what else you'd possibly would have kept if you don't have any removal. So I'll go Manamorphose, and I'm looking for card draw. There's another Manamorphose. Perfect. I'll top that. And red, red, and Manamorphose again. And there we go. I'm going to bottom the mana. I just want more card draw. Reckless Impulse is card draw. Well, I mean, technically it's not, but it is. There's Big Score. I top it, because I'm guessing I'm going to discard this Apostle's Blessing. If I have to, like, they could be, like, sneakily holding open, like, a Snuff Out, but I just really, really doubt that's the case. And that's what I like about these discard effects. Post-board, sometimes you have protection, well, you can just discard it, you know. It can be tricky, though. So there's another Ren's Resolve. I don't know if I want that Highway Robbery. I think I will top it, though, because I still have 4 mana available. That's a lot. And now I'm going to go Highway Robbery again. I'm going to bottom that, looking for more mana here. I can still Big Score, though, if I want to, and leave me with mana floating. And they're just dead here. 3 instant speed spells I can interact with. They should try and like kill my Gutter Snipe in response to this spell here. And it doesn't really matter, they are dead, but I will kill them with the Apostle's Blessing, because I didn't come here not to cast an Apostle's Blessing for 2 life. Alright, and that was the league. We went 4-1, so pretty sweet. Stick around, I'm going to show you my build that I'm currently running in the list, because I made one slight change after reviewing some of the gameplays here. Alright, that was a really sweet league. So one of the things that I really noticed while playing through the league is like I just did not need 2 Gutter Snipe in the main. All you need is 1, really. And if one thing some of you may have noticed is I'm not running Feldon's Cane in the sideboard. That's because I'm running the 1 of Gutter Snipe instead. Really, what you want Feldon's Cane is there is for if you miss on win conditions while drawing through your deck, so you can then shuffle them back in. But I'd rather just have an extra win condition and the Gutter Snipe, so that's why I'm no longer running Feldon's Cane, and also why I've decided that I only need 1 Gutter Snipe in the main. The other 2 in the sideboard for Weather the Storm, as is Tainted Strike. Tainted Strike is only there for dedicated Weather the Storm decks like Altertron and Poison Storm. For the ones that are more like casual with their Weather the Storms, like they don't actually like really lean on it that much, like Ponza, I just bring in 2 Gutter Snipe. Yeah, and I'm still just running the 1 of Weather the Storm as a storm counter. I really like seeing my storm count, so that's staying in there. The 5th and 4th copy of Pyroblast are usually only for like mono blue decks and also familiars. I also cut down to 1 Flaring Pain to make room for the Tainted Strike, because I realized like 90% of the time 1 is all you need, and it's just what I was playing around was so marginal I don't think it was really necessary. Another nice interaction with Apostle's Blessing that I forgot to mention is it kind of takes it can kind of take over the trample win condition of Atali's Favor by giving your creature like unblockable by giving the protection from whatever they're against. I'd still probably leave in 1 Atali's Favor, but you don't actually have to with Apostle's Blessing. You can make that decision as you choose. I'm running 13 land now, not 14. That's because I just didn't really need 14 lands. 13's been fine, and I even bored down to 12. In fact, I was boring down to 12 quite frequently, and I haven't had too many problems with that. And because I took out a Gutter Snipe, it meant I could run another form of card draw. I don't want to run any more ritual effects because I could flood out. And also one of the reasons why I'm running cards like Atali's Favor and Big Score is so that I can like condense slots on the rituals, because these will likely be mana neutral. Kind of like a ritual that, like a card draw spell that pays for itself, like we know, like a Rite of Flame for 1 into a Reckless Impulse or something like that. So it's almost like 2 spells. And yeah, that about covers it. I'm not actually going to do any more matches with this build of the deck. I said I was going to show some, and I will show a league with this deck at some point in the future. But it's kind of took me much longer to record that league than I thought it would. So I'm just going to end the video here. But I am going to say that Kalikaz suggested a Dangerous Wager to me, and yeah, it's a great card. It really fits in quite nicely in this deck as a 1-of. It's a card that I've had experience with before, and running it as a 2-of has always screwed me over. It doesn't seem to matter how, which, or why. I'm sure you could get away with it with this deck. I just know once bitten, twice shy. Like I'm sure you could run 2 comfortably, but I have been I've been bitten before with this Dangerous Wager, even in a deck like this. But also another thing with Dangerous Wager, if you're boarding in cards like Apostle's Blessing, Pyroblast, or Red Elemental Blast, and potentially even Tainted Strike, or Immunogenic Growth, so basically if you're boarding in any of your interactive sideboard pieces besides Flaring Pain, you need to take out your Dangerous Wager, otherwise you're stuck in a position where the opponent could be holding removal spells, and this is your necessary card draw, but you have to discard your protection spell to get it. So Dangerous Wager is just a 1-of. I think it's a really sweet 1-of, and I'm glad that Kalikaz suggested it, because while it was a card that I had considered before, I wasn't really trying to add more card draw into the deck. I was kind of just comfortable with the Gutter Snipe, but the flavor from Dangerous Wagers and the highway robbery and all that, and the big score, like the Rapscallion burglary theft type of thing, I thought was pretty sweet. And it lead me to the conclusion that you only need 1 Gutter Snipe in the main, because I really wanted to fit this in. I thought, hey, that's probably the best thing to cut. Alright, that wraps it up. Hope you enjoyed the video and have a good one.